Welcome to Coffey Talk, real stories from real people. I'm your host, Kate Coffey-Bacon, and every Monday we'll sit down for honest conversations about successes, failures, and the lessons we learn from both. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk. Welcome back to Coffey Talk. Today, we are talking about the power of a single conversation and how one spark or one conversation can fuel a lifetime of connections. We have all seen this, and I think we all have an example and story of this in our professional and personal lives. Joining me for this conversation is Amiee Keenan. She has made connections her mission. Amiee is the founder of the ISV Society, and her journey from partner marketing to her work in building a thriving community is such an inspiration. She spent over 25 years in the Microsoft Dynamics channel building bridges, breaking down silos, and proving that collaboration is not only possible, but powerful. Amiee, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to chat with you.
I am so excited to chat with you today. The theme of this episode is the power of a single conversation. So to kick us off, can you share a moment or a conversation where one spark really changed the direction of your career or like your life? Let's go big.
Let's go big. So
I
wouldn't be where I am today, or I wouldn't have been even in the channel if originally, when I was going to college, I was waitressing, bartending, doing all the stuff at a restaurant that's about a mile and a half from me. And so I'd work Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. I would do the bartender, I'd waitress, or I'd do parties. I pretty much did it all there. But there was always these two people that came in every Friday and sat at the bar and ate. And I always just would chat with them because that's what I am. I'm an extrovert, so I chat with anybody and everyone. And so for some reason we got talking about, they asked me like, oh, what do you do? Like just asking me personal stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm married. I have kids. I'm going to college. I'm getting my marketing degree. I'm almost done with school. And I'm looking for what's next. And like, well, we might be looking for a marketing person to help our business. And then maybe you could do an internship and maybe we could work with the college that you go to do an internship program and you could help spearhead that. And so basically that conversation turned into me starting an internship program at Blue Moon Industries and then starting there as an intern and then finishing my degree in marketing and then getting hired full time in this channel that we call Microsoft.
We call home, frankly.
And home. And it was Great Plains at the time. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think I read that story. Did you post that on LinkedIn?
I did.
Saw that. Do you have that picture?
I have a
there
picture of
that
me
went along with that story in your waitress?
Because when they used to have their holiday parties there every year, so I would do their part. I would be the person that ran the party, made the drinks, did all the stuff for them every year for their party. Yeah.
So you have seen a ripple effect of connections. Obviously, that one was a big ripple. That was like a stone in the water, right? What have you learned about the ripple effect of connection? What have you seen that has come from that?
Well, I feel like if I didn't even start a conversation with them, I would not even be where I am today, right? Like you have to take advantage of the opportunities in front of you because you never know what they might turn into. And that is what's so great about networking, about community, about events, about just going to a coffee shop, right? Whoever you might talk to, whoever you might run into, it could change the trajectory, the path of your life, of your career, and anything, right? So you just have to take advantage of where you are and embrace having connections and building conversations and kind of being an extrovert at times just because you never know what happened from that conversation or that new person that you may meet.
You know, I have so many stories that I can share of the same. I mean, I've only been in the Dynamics channel for 3 years, and I have had so many bold conversations where I just walk up to someone or see someone in an elevator, or I think I met you at Directions like year one, and I just went up to you and I'm like, I love the work that you're doing. And you're like, okay, who are you? But you've just got to get out of your comfort zone. And anyway, you never know. And these people, like you start those conversations and then they become your friends and you start building those connections and those authentic relationships. So your story ties right into your work, the work that you're doing today. So let's talk about ISV Society. You said it's not just about building connections, but celebrating them. And bravo to you. You are a queen of building those connections. Why did you start the ISV Society? Was it a gap that you saw in the channel? What motivated you to start it?
Sure. So 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, obviously, when COVID hit, like we had to really think about, as an ISV, how we were going to get in front of more partners and customers, because we always considered in-person events that major driving factor, right? And so over the years, we've incorporated that into our marketing. And now all of a sudden, hey, this is gone and you still need to make your numbers. So what the heck are you going to do to make your numbers, right? And so I had to really think out of the box. And luckily, the ISV I was working for lets you think out of the box and get really creative and have a lot of fun with it. So I came up with ideas like having happy hours, having virtual events, but bringing in other ISVs to do it with me, because we were all in the same boat. Like, what the heck are we going to do? I'm like, we're going to work together because that's what we have to do, because we all want to get more in front of partners and customers. And the best way to do that is by collaborating and working together. And so we did virtual events, we did happy hours, we did direct mail campaigns, I had a ventriloquist come on and do a fun little, thing, because we want to do other things than just demo. And we wanted it to be fun, and we wanted it to be engaging, and we wanted it to be memorable. And of course, we want to come up with different ways to do that. So fast forward to today, well, while I was doing all that, I'm like, well, why does it have to just stop here? COVID kind of gone away, right? Events are back. Why does it just have to stop here? Why can't we just continue keeping this momentum going? Why can't we all work together continuously throughout the year? Why can't we have one person just do all of that for us so there's no thinking about it? We know Amy's going to create the content, the images, put it all together in a nice bow and just help us promote it. And we just have to show up and present and promote it and be there. And it's just a great way to get more visibility, build our brand, work with others, and do things that we don't normally do, and keep the momentum going after events, and just keep the momentum going all year and fill in the gaps throughout the year, because events are a big piece, but they're not the only piece. We still have to do other initiatives and keep things going throughout the year and build upon what we've done and get in front of new audiences. And the best way to do that is when we're collaborating with other ISVs, because they all have their own audiences and they're all inviting to these, what we call demo days or workshops. And so you're getting your name and your brand in front of others, people that you might not have been in front of originally. If you are doing, say, a demo day like I did today, and you have 10 ISVs doing 15-minute demos, like a mini virtual event where partners and customers can see a wide variety of solutions in one little event and save them time and resources, and just a great way to see all of these different solutions and how they can help their business, then that's the magic. And we had over 70 people register for that demo day today. So webinars are not dead. It's just the way we do them. And I think collaborating with others and doing them in different ways is how it becomes successful.
You and I did a webinar a couple of months ago about webinars, and they're not dead, and how to do them, how to host them, how to make them engaging and interesting. And we had a ball. We had a ball in that.
We did.
Yeah, it was fun. You're talking about all these different relationships you're bringing together. I'm going to call it under one digital roof, right? You're bringing all these relationships together. What is one story of connection inside of the society, the ISV Society, that has made you the most proud?
I guess, it's weird because I don't celebrate anything. And I don't think, I'm like, what I'm doing here is great. And I've grown so much in the last 4 years. And sometimes I don't take a step back to reflect and see where those milestones are, or where those great things that are happening. But this year I really did decide to take a step back and just say, okay, where am I at? Like, I'm constantly thinking I have to grow, constantly have to push, like constantly putting the pressure on myself, because being an entrepreneur and being by yourself, doing this thing all by yourself, can be a little stressful. And it's been a labor of love, and I'm so lucky that I get to do what I love every day and work with ISVs. It's just my passion. But I just took a step back and just said, hey, am I really building a business over these last 4.5 years? Like, where have I come? Like, how far have I come? And I've just realized I've worked with over 50 ISVs in the last 4.5 years, and 15 new ones alone this year, and new ones are still signing up. I take that as a huge win. Realize how many I've worked with, right? But when you take a step back and just realize, and like all of the feedback that I get from the ISVs, how I make it easy, how it's been so great to work with them, how some of them got new opportunities that they never would have had and get in front of new audiences. So I get a ton of feedback from the ISVs, which is great, but just understanding how far I've come, I feel like I just need to celebrate it a little more and not just say, oh, well, it's just 57 people. Who cares? Not, I don't know, not sell myself short, which I do a lot. So I'm trying to get better at
Yeah.
that.
I think that's easy that's kind of the nature of
Mhm.
women, kind of downplay what we're doing. When I own my own business, somebody told me once, they're like, you've got to stop, look back and celebrate how far you've come. You've got to celebrate your success. And I remember the day that I got the keys to my studio and I walked in my studio and I just took a big breath and I exhaled and I was like, I'm going to celebrate this for myself right now. So,
And you should.
you know, yeah.
And it's easy
So
for me to
where
tell other people to do it. Just
right,
not easy
right,
for me to celebrate it, but I'm trying. I'm
right.
trying.
But just to take that moment and celebrate yourself and congratulate yourself on what you're doing. You are so impactful in the community. I mean, Amiee, like I said, I'd been in the community, I want to say for 3 or 4 months, and I already knew who you were. So that, you're doing a whole lot of things right. And I was like, she's one I've got to meet. I literally just came up to you in your face, like, hi.
Yes, you did. It's funny that you don't realize and the other thing I don't realize really, like the impact that I make is as until recently, I would say it was the last year and a half, it's really kind of shown because obviously it takes time to grow a business, right? Like when I first started out, which is just to take a step back, because of the longevity, because of the relationships I built over the years, because of the community. When I started out, obviously I was like, well, who the heck is going to sign up for this? Like, I don't know. I have to reach out to all my friends, all my ISV friends that I've known for 20 years and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Would you be a part of it? And so when I got 10 people to say yes, that's when I launched it and said, okay, this is an idea that I need to move forward with. It's a good idea. So if I didn't have built that camaraderie over the years or built those relationships with people, I wouldn't have had even any ISVs to work with to begin with, to trust me with helping them and to support me. So I was so grateful for that, just having that.
You are known in a space because you're doing good work, and you're respected because you're doing good work. So that's why people know you and respect you. What do you think that people get wrong? You were talking about competition, collaboration. What do you think that people get wrong about competition versus collaboration?
I want to say we're all in this together. And this might be a big ecosystem, but it's a small ecosystem and everybody talks to everybody and partners talk to partners and customers talk to customers and things can spread like wildfire, good or bad, right? So I feel like if we're collaborating and working together, that just strengthens those relationships and partners see that and they like that. They like to see ISVs working together. Customers like to see us working together and collaborating, and it just makes everything that much stronger. Like it just kind of gives that whole picture, or paints that whole picture of who actually works together, who really is community driven, and who should I be working with, right? That's how I see it.
Can you share an example of collaboration that has paid off big time for everyone that might have been involved?
Well, like I talked about, today was a demo day, right? So I started the demo days last year after events to keep momentum going because obviously you have an event. Okay, so what's next? There has to be a kind of like a sequence of things that you must do to get these partners and customers, again, to get that relationship going, to strengthen what you've talked about at the event, to build upon what you talked about at the event, to keep those touches going and keep momentum going. So I started these demo days to help with that. And basically, they're ERP specific. So like after Community Summit, we have GP Demo Day, BC Demo Day, and Finance Demo Day. And it's where 10 ISVs get to showcase a demo for 15 minutes each. So it's kind of like a flash demo. They all get to demo, show their solution. And it's just a great way to invite people to. It's a great thing for, like I mentioned, partners and customers to see something, to get a wide variety of solutions. Community Summit has over 200 sponsors. There's no way you can see and learn from every sponsor there. and get a demo from every sponsor, but you can get some of them there, and then you can build upon more after the demo day and then build upon more after something else. So I feel like those are really just like a nice way to keep, like I said, keep things going, keep things moving, keep things motivated, because after community summit, it's like, okay, well, no, it's next. We're moving on to the next event. But no, it's not that. It's what can I do? This is the hard part. This is the magical part, is what you do after the event that counts.
Right. Right. So we're lucky in this dynamic space. And, if someone is listening that might not share this, I would encourage you to look for other opportunities to engage your audience outside. I'm trying to tie this into anyone that may be listening outside of the dynamic space.
Oh, yeah.
So we in the Microsoft Dynamics space have this benefit of these major events every year, and it lessens the stress for us a little bit in staying engaged in the community, because we do come together as a community probably more than in most.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're outside of the community, look for opportunities like what Amiee is providing, where, you can get in front of your customers or your target audience in general and just continue that conversation. Amiee, you are bridging the gap between these big events that we go to. It does matter. And after conference strategy is equally, if not more important than your pre and during conference strategy.
Definitely.
That after conference strategy is where all the magic happens. That conference is just the handshake. And now you've got to draw them in, and you really do pave a way for continuing that conversation. You say you've been in this space for 25 years and you still believe that community is the secret sauce.
I
I
do.
couldn't agree more. Yes. I couldn't agree more. Why do you think community still matters today?
Because community is never going away. Like, there's always a virtual community, there's always in-person community, there's always ongoing community. I wouldn't be where I am today without community, and the connections you make at every event, and the connections you make online, and the connections you make on social media. It's all kind of intertwined eventually and comes all full circle together and all builds upon each other.
One of my biggest pieces of networking advice for anyone is always to give, don't grab. So when you're going into any networking event, to look for how you can give back. And you do that by starting these conversations,
Mm-hmm.
just meeting people and talking to people. And I do a lot of volunteering in basically every group that we serve, in all end user groups and partner groups. I volunteer pretty much everywhere. I'm fortunate that I have a boss that encourages me to volunteer. It's a very big part of my job. So I've recently had a really cool thing that happened. I was able to connect the leader of one group to the leader of another group that needed each other for co-marketing. They have a lot of synergy between them, and they really do need each other to help promote each other. And it was kind of one of those moments where it was a moment of, I'm going to keep doing this. This is exhausting, but I'm going to keep doing this because it's good. Like, this is good. These people needed to know each other. And in that case, I just happened to be in the right place, right time, because I've had these conversations to be that bridge. And you do such a good job with that. You are a content queen. You are everywhere. All the things that you're doing. The show notes are going to be very long because I'm just going to link everything that you're doing and everywhere that you are, so people can find you and get involved with all that you are doing to not only start conversations, Amiee, but keep them going. What is one piece of advice that you would give to someone that's starting in the Microsoft Dynamics channel? What's one piece of advice?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So if I were starting out in this space brand new, I would find somebody like me, like you, who's been in the channel, who understands everything, and just explain it to me, because I need to, you need to understand it, right? I feel like if you understand everything and it kind of just gets explained to you, like everything you can even do in the Microsoft space, like we have ISVs, brand new ISVs coming into the Microsoft space from other ERPs that have no clue what's available to them, right? So if there's just like some way to just share and give, the Cliff Notes version of what it is, what you need to know, who you need to know, what all the industry terms mean, what's a partner? How do you work with VARs? How do you work with SIs? What, like everything. Like, it's just, there's so much. It's like information overload. But, if you're like me, who's been in it since I was out of, in college, right? So I've kind of been this has just been inundated of me in the last 25 years. But if I wouldn't even know, like, if I was coming into the space, I would be like, oh my gosh, where do I start? I don't even know what to do. Like, what does all this mean? I need somebody to just help me understand it all. If they're brand new and have no clue, that's what I would say.
4 years ago, when I went to Community Summit for the first time, I knew 2 people in the room 4 years ago. This is my 4th Community Summit. I knew Diane Sager and John Rivers, and that was it. Which is wild, right?
Yeah.
I saw the Legends Wall at Community Summit. I saw the Legends Wall, and the new legends are about to be announced, right? So,
And I'm been nominated the first time. I'm nervous about it.
I'll have the bubbly ready to pop. But I saw the Legends Wall, and I thought, if they're on this wall and this is before I even knew MVPs. I didn't know anything. You need to talk to somebody and start the conversation and find just that mentor. And I will say, everyone that I've talked to along the way has been like, I don't have a mentor. I have 300 mentors. Amiee, thank you so much for coming onto Coffee Talk today.
Thank you for having me.
This is like, what a fun, I love just giggling with you. You're just so much fun. I'm so glad to call you my friend. Thank you for chatting with me today. Until next time, if you're listening, I'm going to give you a challenge. In your professional communities, what can you do this week to start building a bridge? What can you do to start bringing people together? And I'll also throw down a challenge. Get out of your own way and start a conversation with someone. You never know where it will lead. Amiee, thank you. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us today on Coffee Talk. A special thanks to my guests for sharing their story, and to you, the listener, for being a part of this conversation. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a Monday morning chat. Until next time, I'm Kate Coffey-Bacon, and this has been Coffee Talk.